This video is going to show you how to use the new Camera Wobble method to boost jump and escape from Tarkov. I made a short video a couple weeks ago on a new way to time your boost jumps and escape from Tarkov, and I wanted to take some time to make a little longer video explaining exactly how this technique works and answering some of the questions and comments I got on the video. A boost jump is just a way to jump further in Tarkov, and it lets you get to some places that you couldn't with a regular jump. I'll explain it in more detail later in the video, and if you want to check out the first video for some background and a quick overview, I'll link the YouTube short and the TikTok below. Also, I'll have timestamps of all the sections in the description in case you want to skip around and just watch the how-to section of the video. The technique I'm going to talk about in this video became a viable alternative to the traditional methods of boost jumping in patch 12.12.30. But it should work as long as BSG doesn't revert the animation changes, which is super unlikely. So if you're watching this video, this technique should definitely still work for you. Alright, let's get into it. Before we get into the actual technique, I wanted to talk about some of the basics you need to understand about boost jumping, and also address some of the questions and comments I got on my TikTok. Again, if you aren't interested in this section, feel free to use the timestamps to jump ahead to the how-to section. Just want to make sure that anyone that needs the information in the background can get it here real quick. Let's start off by talking about the traditional method for boost jumping in Tarkov. It's actually a very simple concept. If you can time your jump to go off the left foot, you'll perform a boost jump. The way this is done is by counting off your steps. You start on 1, which is your right foot, and then you just jump on even numbers after that. This has been covered by a lot of the most experienced Tarkov players. I'll post a couple links to Rengar and Withers talking about boost jumping. If you're interested in more information on the traditional method, feel free to check those out. So in my TikTok, the left foot seemed to be a point of confusion, so I wanted to touch on that really quickly here. If you did watch Rengar's video, you'll see that he specifically talks about jumping off the left foot. But since a lot of people told me that it's actually the right foot, I wanted to do a little testing to confirm. What I'm about to show you is me doing some boost jumps in Tarkov while looking down at my feet. I went to the jump point, looked down, and then stepped backwards. And then I pressed W and Shift to start running, and then after the first step, press spacebar to jump. Those are the only keys that I pressed. You're going to notice a few things when I show this to you. The first thing to look out for is my PMC stance. He's standing with his left foot forward and his right foot backward. Next, we need to look at what happens when I press W plus Shift. You will see the character move his left foot slightly, which I view as basically planting his foot. This isn't a step, as the character isn't stepping from left foot back to left foot forward, but rather shifting his stance very slightly to plant the foot that is already forward. Next, in basically the same frame, the character takes his first step on his right foot. After taking that first step, spacebar is pressed, and the character performs a boost jump on the next step. The next step after the right foot is the left foot. This is why the boost jump is considered to be off the left foot, because the timing of the jump is very clearly performed on when your character should be stepping on their left foot. So, does the character actually jump off their left foot? Well, that's kind of a complicated answer. So in the third person, no, there's no third person animation, like if somebody else is watching you jump, of your character jumping off their left foot or being propelled off their left foot. As you can see here, it's more of a two-footed jump. The character steps on their right foot and then just sort of never fully steps back on the left, but rather jumps off both feet. If you take the time to count the frames between the steps, you'll see that the two-footed jump happens in about half the frames of the full motion from planting one foot to planting the other. Basically, it takes something like 14 to 15 frames to go from planting the left foot to planting the right, and it takes about 7 frames to perform the two-footed boost jump if you start counting from about when the right foot hits the ground and your character is starting to go back towards their left foot. But if you watch in the first person and you look down at your feet as you jump, it does pretty clearly jump off of your left foot or as you're moving towards the left foot, as you can see here. So yeah, it's not super straightforward. Ultimately, it's not too important whether or not the animation is showing the character jump off the left foot or off of both feet. The important thing that we'll get to in the how-to section will be that you need to get the timing correct for the jump. Next, I wanted to address the free look method. I had a lot of comments talking about this method, so I wanted to investigate it a little. Okay, so I'm over here at the wall again. ZB14's on the other side of this crate, and this is the wall where you can boost jump over. And I'm gonna try to test the free look method. What I'm told is that if you free look, you will automatically hit a boost jump every time. So you don't have to worry about timing. You can just free look and hit it. Not something that I had considered before I put out my video, but some people said that works, so wanted to test it and see if it indeed does work. So I'm gonna do my best to test it here. It's been really tough just running around before I started recording, trying to like do free looks and see if whether or not it worked. There were times where I free looked and it didn't do a boost jump, I don't think, but it's really hard to like 100% confirm. So I'm gonna try to set up the best test I possibly can. And that's gonna start by going here, right? Then I'm gonna step back again and do the regular boost jump to get over here, just to sort of get like a first like starting point. So I step back, potentially too far, right? Boom, boom. No, I think that was right. Okay. Let's try it again. Because what I want to do is go over the edge here, right? And then step back just a little bit, give myself room to shuffle for that left foot to kind of shuffle a little bit, and then my right foot will step, and then I'll be sort of off the edge and I'll boost jump over with the left. So here it is. I didn't press spacebar because, you know, why would I in a testing video press spacebar? Okay. There we go. That was the boost jump, 100%. On the 1-2 timing. So basically, whoops, I didn't mean to actually press spacebar there. Basically what I did was I went Shift W, right? And then spacebar as soon as I was going back to the left. So it was like a 1-2. That's a boost jump, right? So the best way to not perform a boost jump is to try to time it the other way. So I'll get my stamina back up here. I forgot SJ6s, so sorry about that. You would normally go 1 jump, 1 jump, 1 jump, 1 jump, or 1, 2, 3, 4, right, and jump on the even numbers. What I'm gonna try to do is do like a 1-2 jump and jump on the odd number, which would be the third step, and not boost jump. So let's try that. Okay, so it's like a 1-2 jump. Well, I did press spacebar, but my character was like going off the edge already, so let's get this a little bit better. I want to go 1, 2, 3, 3 steps back. Okay, and then just go 1, 2, jump. Okay, not a boost jump, 100%, and didn't make it over. All right, so let's try to do it again. Try to prove it again here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm just holding back S until I take 3 steps back, and now I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. I boost jumped there. I'm so used to like timing it that it's like actually kind of hard to like not boost jump. Okay, let's go off the edge. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then go 1, 2 jump. Not a boost jump. Didn't make it over. I accidentally on the last one, I think maybe I did like a 1, 2, 3 jump instead of a 1, 2 jump. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try it again. All right, 1, 2 jump. Not a boost jump. Didn't make it over. Okay. Getting some data here. This is working for the most part. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then 1, 2 jump. Not a boost jump. Don't make it over. Okay. Okay, so this is becoming maybe testable. Hard to test stuff like this in a game, you know, like Tarkov, but we're getting a little bit there. Okay, so now I'm gonna go off the edge and go 1, 2. Okay, and I'm gonna do like a boost jump. So I'm gonna go like a 1 jump, basically. 1 jump, boost jump, made it over. Okay. We're getting somewhere with this, right? Like this is getting possibly testable. All right, so now what I'm gonna try to do is do the one that I was doing earlier where I don't boost jump, where it goes 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna jump on the odd number, but I'm gonna hold free look the whole time, literally from the start, and just see what happens. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Let's look up. I'm gonna hold free jump, and I'm gonna go 1, 2, and then jump on the odd number. So it's like a 1, 2, 3. Now the interesting thing is I didn't make it, but he made the free jump sound, I think. So now I don't know if that's like actually a thing. It's just like in my experience. Maybe it's because I have like a positive like reinforcement with that sound, right? You make it over and you hear that sound and you're like, oh, it's like a I don't know. I probably edit that out because that sounded, I don't think that was it, but so maybe that sound happens when you don't free jump, but I've always heard it, or boost jump, but I've always heard it on the boost jump. So maybe this does work. I don't know. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna hold free look, and I'm gonna try to not do a boost jump again. Okay. So that definitely didn't boost jump. I counted it off. Let's try it again. I mean, that was absolutely not a boost jump. 1, 2, 3, in my opinion. Free look, and let's try to not boost jump again. So I'm gonna jump on the odd number. Jump on the odd number. It didn't boost jump again while free looking. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hold free look. Boost jump that time, but I think I wasn't actively focused on not boost jumping. It's just like, I'm not going to boost jump, but I accidentally did type of thing, I think. Again, I don't know. Trying to be super unbiased here and say like maybe it does work, but I do feel like there are times there where I like free looked and definitely did not hit a boost jump, so it feels like it doesn't automatically make you hit it, but I don't know. Stamina back up here. Okay. Every time I've tried to shoot this video, by the way, you'll hear the rain. It started raining in Tarkov. It's either raining at the beginning or only stops for a minute and starts raining again. So I kept just being like, well, I'll just wait till later and try to, you know, it cleared up for a second, but now it's raining again. And this is what it is. Nikita wants us to have rain. So, and I have to shoot the rest in the rain, I do believe. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to step back 3 times, right? And then I'm going to do like a 1, 2 and jump on 3 in the odd number, which should not perform a boost jump, but I'm going to do it while free looking. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Free look. And then let's do it again. So it's like a 1, 2, 3. Should not boost jump, and it doesn't boost jump. Okay. So, you know, in my opinion, the free look does not automatically make you hit a boost jump, but what I do think happens is like people are walking up, right? And they're like, oh, I need to hit this. Maybe they're not stepping up and dropping back, but they're like walking up, and then they're like, okay, they get like maybe in this area here, right? And then they're like, oh, I need to hit a free look in order to hit the jump. And they don't like free look and then do it, right? Because if free looking automatically made you hit it, then it should like work the whole time, right? But they free look as they jump, right? So this is what happens. They're like walking up and they're like, okay, like run free look. And that makes them hit the jump because they're like 1, 2, right? You see how I hit the boost jump that time. I didn't make it over because I didn't hit it off the right spot. But like what's happening here is I'm stepping and then like step free look jump, right? And it makes me time it. It makes me wait a split second. So I go like, I'll just try to do it from like here, for example, you know, step back. I go shuffle my left foot, step with my right foot, and then I'm gonna jump, right? But instead of just immediately going like jump and not hitting a free jump, boost jump like that, I go like this. I go off, step back. I go step, free look, jump, and all that happened while looking down, but what I'm trying to say is you don't free look, you know, people, you don't see people free look and then like jump, right? You see people take a step, free look, and then jump. And I think the reason they think the free look works, or in my opinion, again, maybe it does work and I'm just, you know, I'm not experienced enough to understand it. That's fine. But in my opinion, it works because it delays them for that first timing, right? If that makes sense. Let me try to explain it again, the way I think it works. I think what happens is I take 2 steps back here, right? People go, they press Shift and W, and then they free look in spacebar, right? They don't free look and then not boost jump, right? They take the first step and then free look, right? So they're like, oh, it works because I step, free look, and then jump, right? That the time it takes you to think to free look or to do the free look after your first step makes the timing work. So that's my opinion on it. I think that doing the free look helps people time it correctly. And maybe that's, they don't realize that's what they're doing every time, but I think that's what's happening, right? You go step, free look, jump, and because it takes you a second to free look, it gives you time to get back onto that left foot. I think that's what's happening. I think that in my opinion, I was able to 1, 2, 3, step back like this, free look, and then be free looking and not hit a boost jump. So we could even try to go, let's try to do the free look as we time it in correctly, but as we're jumping, right? And see if that works. So it'd be like a 1, 2, and then free look jump on 3. So it'd be like a 1, 2. See, I didn't do a boost jump that time. So in my opinion, doing the free look, although this has sort of been tough to test and you could argue that it's not perfect or that I'm wrong, you know, and that's fine. But I think that in my experience, free looking does not automatically make you hit the boost jump. So when people are like, oh, just free look, you'll hit it every time. I don't think that's the case. I think, in my opinion, that they're just timing it. That using the free look is just making them time the jump better because they have to wait a second, right? They go, oh, and then free look and jump. So I think that's what's happening. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's something I'm missing about the technique, and that's okay. But I just wanted to try to test it just to see what would happen. See if I could replicate this method. And make it work every time. Just, it would be cool, right, if it just like always worked, but I don't think that it is guaranteed to work. I don't know, let me know what you think. If free look jumping works for you, and that's how you boost jump, let me know. Let me know if there's something I'm missing or not doing correctly, and I could try to retest it or something. But I'm gonna just conclude like this section with, in my experience just now through running through all this live. My game just I just ran out of time on customs. That's funny. Yeah, so in my opinion, in my experience through what I just did there, I don't think that free looking automatically makes you hit a free jump, boost jump. But I do think that because of the timing of the 1, 2, right, and jumping on the even number, that a lot of times when people are like walking up towards a jump where they need to boost jump, they on 1, they take the first step, and then as they're doing that, right, they start to free look, and then they hit the jump on 2. And I think that because of that, using the free look makes them get the timing right, and then makes them think that therefore they've free looking equals hit a boost jump every time. And like I said earlier, could absolutely be wrong about that. I could be testing this incorrectly. I could misunderstand the technique. And if that's the case, just let me know. Happy to retest and always happy to be wrong, you know? So, but yeah, anyway, just wanted to cover the free look method, see if it worked, see what see what my experience was with it, if I could replicate this sort of always boost jump thing while free looking. I was able to free look and not perform a boost jump, I believe. So I don't think that it automatically makes you hit it. So that's my conclusion to this sort of live section here. I just wanted to talk really quickly on the concept of whether or not this technique is new. So first, I'll just say that boost jumping is absolutely not new. It's been in the game for a very long time, and I definitely didn't create or find out about boost jumping. What's new, or I'll call new in quotes, is this method for timing the jumps. In my experience, the new animations made using this technique much easier, as it created a very noticeable camera sway as you run. This may have been possible in previous patches, but I certainly don't think that it was as easy to see on your camera. So again, just wanted to say that I'm not claiming to have created anything or that this method is the only way of performing boost jumps. This is just something that I noticed while playing, and I hadn't really seen it covered, so I thought I'd share in case it helps anyone. I personally had a little bit of a hard time when learning boost jumps in this game with remembering to time my jumps. And so when I noticed that there was a camera sway to help me time the jumps by just visually seeing what's happening on the screen, it's something that I started using all the time myself. And so while I'm not an expert at boost jumps or incredibly insane at this game or anything like that, I just feel like it might help other people out. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter how you feel about the left foot or whether or not it's new or any of the topics that I just covered. The fact is that the camera sway or camera wobble does exist in the game currently, and it aligns with your left and right footsteps. So at any time, you can use the camera sway to identify what foot you're stepping on. And if that helps anyone time their jumps better, then I'll be happy that I put this video out. Okay, so let's hop into the how-to section of this video. I'm going to show you how this quote-unquote new technique for boost jumping works in Escape from Tarkov. And I'm just going to kind of do it live here, so let's get into it. First thing I want to show you is I'm just going to run straight. I'm here on customs. You can see like this sort of line in the ground here. You can use that as sort of a reference point as I run. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press Shift and W. So I'm just going to run straight forward. I'm not going to press A or D or anything like that. So I'm not doing any side-to-side strafing. What I want you to watch for, and again, you can sort of use the line on the ground as reference there, this line right here, is just watch how this screen wobbles back and forth. It sort of sways back and forth as I'm running. So here we go. See how it's going right to left? It's not, my character's not running like directly straight. There's a sort of camera wobble. Okay, I'm gonna turn around and run back. So here let's use this same line. Obviously the line wobbles, but it's just like a reference point, right? So that you can see what's happening. So let's do it again. So when the camera moves to the right, that's my character stepping on their right foot. And when the camera moves to the left, that's my character stepping on their left foot. So the way that you time a boost jump in Tarkov is by jumping on your left foot, or it sort of does a 2-foot jump. But what you want to do is time it as your character is going back towards the left foot. So naturally that means if you're running here, I pressed A for a second and D for a second to straighten out, but I'm not pressing it anymore. I'm just pressing W, but then I press Shift to start running. And my hand hasn't been on the mouse basically this whole time unless I'm like turning around. So this is just all camera sway. the old method for boost jumping, you would count off, right? Your first step would be on your right foot, and then you would just jump on even numbers. So you could do something like one jump, one jump, one jump, one jump. And you see how that's lining up with the jump is lining up. The jump is 2, which is the even number, and the jump is lining up with the camera moving back to the left. If you have to go back and watch it again, you can check that out. But instead of having to remember that timing or count back and forth, you can just watch your screen. So at any point, if I'm not counting, I'm just talking to you guys, and then I want to perform a boost jump, I can watch my screen, right? So it's going over to the right, and then boost jump. To the right, and then boost jump. Right, so if you slow that down or you watch it again, you'll notice that the camera moves right, and then right as it's about to go back to the left, I press spacebar, and then I boost jump. Okay, so we're here on customs where if you get up on, this is ZB12, this is the exfil. If this light's on, you can go down here and exfil. And there is a jump here where you can like boost jump. You sort of go off of the edge of this a little bit, and then you boost jump over. And so one way to do it is the traditional method where you'd sort of just back up and time it, you know, and you do like a 1, 2 and jump. But what I want to try to show here, and I'm going to try to do this live, so we'll see if it actually works. Oops, I'm in a bush. What I want to do is just sort of run and sprint. Now the timing can be tough because you have to jump off a certain spot, right? So, but basically what I want to show is that you don't have to start by like backing up and timing your jump. If you use this method of watching the camera wobble, you can do a boost jump at any point in time just by watching your camera. So theoretically you should be able to make this jump without slowing down or anything. You should just be able to do it in a full sprint. So I'm going to try to do that here. One more time. Oh, what the heck? I did the boost jump there, by the way. You heard it? It does like this certain sound. And like hit the wall right there, so I must have boost jumped from like here instead of off the edge. So I'm gonna hop down and try it one more time here. Like I said earlier in the video, if you watched like the sort of background part, I'm not like an expert at this game. I'm not like some insane, you know, like cracked out Tarkov player. I'm still learning myself. This is just a technique that has really helped me perform some of these jumps. So let's just try it again. Full sprint, not timing anything, just running up. And we did it, yay. Okay, so there you go. As you can see there, I performed the boost jump. You heard the character sort of do like a really, it doesn't always do it with the boost jump, but sometimes you hear like this like very specific sound when you boost jump. It did that sound, and yeah, I made it over this jump without having to sort of stop and back up and like time my jump. I just watched the sway on the camera. I waited for it to go right, and then when it went left, I jumped back over. So I could do it this way too. Just like run around in circles here randomly, right? And then jump over, right? So I'm not counting, not doing any sort of like timing there. All I was doing was just watching my camera sway back and forth, and then jumping as soon as it went back to the left. The last jump, as you obviously just saw, whoops, was over here. Whoops. ZB12 here, jumped over and then jumped back. There's a jump, which if you watch the TikTok, you would have seen, or YouTube short. I mentioned the TikTok because that's the one where I got most of the questions. It's in this warehouse. There's an armor repair kit spawn there, by the way, so you should always check there if you want one. And then you've got one of your quest items in here. Anyway, that's all just a side note. There's a jump here, and it's pretty hard to time, but you basically need to like get off of the edge of this thing. Like your character's like not even on it anymore. See, I'm like basically my entire body is off of this thing, and then you can jump over here. I don't know what strength you need for this one. I've heard that the other two over there you can do on like no strength or one strength or whatever, like at the very beginning of the game. I haven't tried the ZB12 over the wall one with low strength. I've always had like mid 20s or something. But I've done the other one with low strength, so that's definitely possible. This one, I think you need a little bit higher strength, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyway, like I said, normally you'd kind of go up here and then you'd step back and then you'd do like a 1-1-2 like you would have seen earlier in the video and jump over. But I'm going to just try to like just time the jump based on watching the camera. So again, I'm gonna start sprinting. I'm not holding A or D, especially right before the jump. You know, if you're playing in a real game, you may be like holding A and D, moving your mouse around, and then right before the jump, you'll just stop all of that so that you're running straight and you can like really see what's happening on your camera. For example purposes here, I'm not really pressing A and D very much at all. So anyway, I'm going to run in a straight line, and I'm going to watch my camera go right, and then as the camera's moving back left, I'm going to do the boost jump and see if I can just jump over this without having to count the timing. So let me just like, here I'll hit another SJ6 so I can run in circles and really not time this at all, right? So I'm just gonna like run around in here, and then here we go. Okay, so I didn't perform the boost jump that time. And I jumped way too early. It's actually possible that I did do a boost jump. I don't think I did, but I definitely didn't time it properly, so let's try it again here. Okay, here we go. There we go. So I boost jumped over, and again, I wasn't counting or anything like that. I didn't slow down and back up and jump over. All I did was watch my camera, my character's like first person camera. It swayed to the right, and then I knew that as it's going back left, I go ahead and perform the jump, and so I made it over. Okay, so that's the video. Again, if you need to go back and watch any of these, watch any of the running or the jumps again, feel free to go back, watch it again, slow it down, and just pay attention to how the camera moves as I run and how to use that to time your jumps. So again, the basics of it are you run in a straight line. So even if you're pressing A and D and you're strafing and you're moving your mouse left and right to sort of dodge bullets or be tough to hit or something like that, which you should be doing, a few steps before the jump, stop all of that and just run straight. Just press Shift and W, right? And then watch your camera go back and forth. When it goes to the right, it's on your right foot. And when the camera is moving back to the left, you're about to step on your left foot. That's when you press the jump button and you'll perform this sort of two-footed boost jump. And once you get used to that and you do it for a little while and you practice it, you'll eventually be hitting these like every time. You'll be hitting them a lot more consistently. You won't have to remember any sort of weird tricks. You won't have to look down at your feet or constantly remember to count in your head and go 1 2 1 2 1 2 or one jump or 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Like you can just at any point look at your screen and go, oh, I'm on the right foot, jump on the left, right? So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Like I said, this is something that once I noticed it, I started using all the time in my gameplay. And so if it was helpful, feel free to put a thumbs up on the video. It really helps me out. And yeah, I'll be putting more guides out. So, you know, hit subscribe if you want to. You can see more videos like this in the future. And anyway, take it easy. Appreciate you watching and have a good day.